all the other pedophiles said that Trump wasn't involved in the sex parties. Like, and basically his like last ditch defense here is to claim that Trump is blackmailing the blackmailers with the pedophile blackmail to like attack the deep state.
It's just QAnon.
I wanted to get started on the Epstein files real quick. So as we were talking about earlier, Jeffrey Epstein, innocent. Finally, the truth has come out.
Exonerated.
He was just...
It's a shame himself. He was suffering. Check on your friends, folks.
Yeah.
All right, check on your depressed friends.
Check on your billionaire friends.
They just let him rot, and it was the guilt of knowing he was going down as an innocent man who never had with children or trafficked
and
them.
who had no leverage whatsoever. A guy who just, who had no, like, who didn't know anything about anybody. Who was really, when you think about it, perfectly disposable.
Exactly.
What do you know?
Yeah.
What do you know?
I do love the argument that they're presenting now, though, which is that, like, no, you don't understand. He was like a fiend. Like, he loved doing pedophilia just for himself.
Just for him.
And like...
He had a whole island just to... He couldn't put them in his townhouse.
And when he flew people, this is actually a big misconception. He wasn't flying people to chill with them. He was flying them to get them away from him.
Get him away.
Exactly.
So you could
big misconception.
Like, what's the like...
Well, those were all the heroes that might have stopped his pedophilia.
Why not pedophilia?
Chris Tucker. They would have stopped. They were so stridently anti. But then he needed them on an island so he could kids in America.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys don't know about that
stuff. He was in Palm Beach and Little St. James,
Yeah.
It was actually perfectly cool. That weird little like room or whatever. Remember that with the gold dome or whatever?
Of course.
Actually, just a yoga room.
Just a place.
Just a place to stretch.
Guy.
Yeah.
But I do like the argument that they're presenting now, which is that like he was the one who was just like abusing thousands of victims
with his little egg-shaped penis.
Yeah, and nobody else. Make no mistake. After years and years of being like, there are hard drives, terabytes of footage of like all of the blackmail that he had accrued over the years, but also simultaneously this implies that like former Prime Minister of Israel Ehud Barak in 2016 was just visiting him because he's a chill guy.
He's a cool guy.
Like what the?
And he didn't know he was. He's just. He loves math because, as we all know, Epstein, one of the great mathematicians of our time. And, they were probably just talking about theorems and that kind of stuff.
One kid, two kid, three kid. No, I think with part of what I like, I was actually in a Hulu documentary about Victoria's Secret.
Oh, hell yeah.
And my talk about Epstein's relationship with the guy who owned Victoria's Secret, Les Wexner. And how essentially part of what one of the angles that the documentary took, and that, Epstein was the counterparty. He was partners with and had transacted huge cumulatively seemingly in the billions of dollars of transactions, and it's all really murky. But they're with people who are like Leon Black at Apollo, a very powerful person in the world of private equity. Les Wexner, who was the head of these the Limited, which owned Victoria's Secret and other stuff. And it's like, all right. So nobody's really good at talking about or understanding the extent of what his financial activities were that generated these things.
Yeah.
But he was just really good at trafficking kids for himself.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no connection there that he had all this income.
Well, he's probably just a really good day trader. He probably just was smart.
He was probably early on E-Trade.
He was early on E-Trade.
He taught at Dalton, and he met really smart bros there. It was hey, tips.
Yeah, it's just a coincidence that he trafficked hundreds, if not thousands, of children, and that he at the same time, through a completely separate way, made millions of dollars.
Yeah, no, that's
if you have thousands of individual victims that are children and young adults and whatnot going in and out of your homes, okay, and you also simultaneously are constantly engaging with some of the elite in society. At some point, they're going to see the kids.
Right.
Nothing adds up. In this story, and I like the idea that they're just trying to move away from this now. They're don't ask any questions. This is what I wanted to talk about because yesterday people started getting really frustrated because they have tuned up their audiences to basically really care about this for understandable reasons. I think it's an important story, but now they're basically going, oh, well, we're in power, and also some of our faves are implicated here. So
exactly.
Shut the fuck up.
Exactly right.
Well, I mean, I think ultimately, though, it's not gonna. I wish it would matter. It doesn't fucking matter. They don't give a fuck.
I think this might actually cause a little bit of fissure in the Trump base.
I mean, I don't think by itself it does, but I think it does indicate that, like, for example, like, look, like most people who voted for Donald Trump, like, they probably even like Israel or whatever. I don't think that they signed up for, like, endless blood funnel.
Sure.
And, like, the same goes for, like, they didn't sign, you know, like, they were, you know, like, they all fell for it in different ways, but, like, I don't think any of them individually are going to be like the thing that breaks the dam in any meaningful way. But like over time, like especially like once Trump goes,
Trump goes, it's all
exactly. Like it just shows how shallow this is.
Yeah, that's definitely
none of
true.
this. Like the most durable thing is like it's like this guy's big victories.
Yeah.
You know, on vaccines. Like it's like
Which
that.
They don't even really give a
and
fuck
tariffs.
about.
You know, and molesting the money and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think this clearly I mean, you're right, because this is the one thing that kind of kept this is the one thing that unites everyone. Because it's like QAnon, it's like anti-establishment, it's like, you know, whatever you want to say, everyone is anti-Semites, a big part of the base. It unites everybody, but I agree with you. It might not be, it's not enough on its own. I just feel like, I don't know, man. We've seen it. Nothing stops this.
It is, but it is like I think part of like what it breeds, which is like you know, like Trump and right and like all those people like they rose in response to like incredibly cynical times. Mm-hmm. They themselves like the cynicism that they then practice is like having like the same effect on like the people who are like not politically of age yet, but who might otherwise be like raging. To me, it's all just like part of like the gradual process of which like like morally bankrupt thing like you know burns itself out. On evil or whatever it is, you know. Like, I mean, to be reductive about it.
Felix has an alternative approach. Natalie Wynn, ContraPoint, says, people are really not familiar with the basic facts of the Epstein case. All the victims who testified at Maxwell's trial said they were trafficked to Epstein himself, who abused them with Maxwell's assistance. Okay? And Felix also doubles down, says, yup, source of his wealth, he won the lottery every day. His extensive contacts in multiple governments, he met them randomly on Omegle. The internal JP Morgan emails, creepypasta.
Okay, so it's also like funny to like single out Ghislaine Maxwell there because like she radiates like a glow rod, like, you know, even more than he does in a lot of ways.
She's like a generational spy. Like she comes from like her father was the OSS. Like it's not like
Wait, she's in jail right now?
Yeah. Also innocent.
Free her. She's innocent.
Also innocent. Well, Trump. Remember when she went to jail? Trump.
Well, I also remember
she's a fine lady. I've met her.
People forget about the interim period when like before like they arrested her or whatever when she was like in some random house in New England. With a younger like husband or partner who was some random like shipping company executive. It was all very. Life moves too fast sometimes, man.
Yeah.
This was like not that long ago, but it really does feel like a lifetime ago.
I know.
It's so bizarre.
And that story in particular, like, this is the thing that made me understand how boomers feel about JFK. Because, like, girl, you know, it's a fun conspiracy as a young person, but, like, I wasn't around for it. It doesn't mean as much to me. Like, it's watching the movies, it's fun. This is the thing where I'm like, he did himself, man. Like I'm here. I know how the world works, and I totally. This makes. I'm like, yes, I will be talking about this and sounding insane to my children. And you know,
every media outlet is like, no, you don't understand. He was really sad.
Yeah.
Like, no, you don't get it.
Well, like, it was the first time in his life he had gone even a couple days without a child.
Yeah.
And you don't know the toll that takes on.
I mean, or it's like, look, like let's say he did himself. Like I've seen The Godfather. I've seen like Robert Duvall talk to Frank Pentangeli and be like, you know, just like the Romans. You do like the Romans, Frank. And it's like,
Hillary Clinton came in
I just the idea, like to me, it's just like there's no, because it's like also like I've seen, it's like what it gets at to me that's even more important than like contesting the weird ass circumstances in which he died, which is that it's like, there's all this like reported evidence about like him having like when they talk about the Epstein files, that's just like the right wing media people doing like their vague stupid people thing of like mushing together a bunch of real things into like this mythical like singular thing that doesn't exist. But there were a bunch of files in his house when they raided it. There was a bunch of information, a bunch of labeled tapes, things like that people have been reported about, that have been reported on, that have been paintings. Sworn to. Yeah, some really
awesome paintings
of Bill Clinton.
George W. Bush with the Bill Clinton is the main one. People forget it. George Bush with the paper airplane. That's a good
Also,
one too.
like, he was meeting with, like...
9/11?
He met with, like, Bill Burns before he became director of the CIA. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's, like, a very, like... I don't think people are wrong... even though I guess now it feels like passé just because of like how much has happened since then.
But that's the thing. As someone who doesn't follow, I don't give up that much. I don't follow this shit. I just know as a guy alive right now who was just in broad strokes following this shit. It's so clearly a conspiracy, and I will never let go of that shit.
They put him in the federal penitentiary with a roommate.
They tried him. Remember, they tried him like a week before.
Yeah, Nicholas Tartaglio. Who was like a corrupt cop who like executed a bunch of people, like roided out of his gills.
Yes.
So now we're doubting the integrity of law enforcement.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's where I got to stop you. I back the blue, Hasan.
Yeah. Back Israel and back the blue. I'm doing full Hollywood.
It would be like, I do like the idea also of it's like, you know, like this guy, he's only like probably the most famous person who's been in like the federal system at the time of like their entry, like maybe, you know, in like
Kismet.
5 years, decades,
Kismet.
Whatever. What if we just got him like a really good friend?
Yeah.
No,
it was like a really cool guy.
Total random happenstance that he was in the cell and that he tried himself the first time.
Crazy.
Same shit, by the way, with Whitey Bulger.
Oh, really?
It was like, it was also in like weird circumstances, and it's
wasn't Whitey Bulger
was on the
killed
lam
by
forever.
like a QAnon guy or something? No, that was a different.
No, there was a mafia boss guy.
Yeah.
A guy on Long Island got by a random QAnon.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Sucks.
I mean, sorry to the mafia.
Sorry to the
but
we're in the territory. We're in the mafia.
We're paying our respects as well. But there was like kind of a comedy to like somebody being poisoned by the QAnon virus, and was like, I'm gonna go like Polly's son.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I wanna go pee real quick, but also I want to show Donald Trump's new response. This is very not like Donald Trump.
Okay.
And I think you'll notice really quickly when they ask him. Amidst a totally separate meeting, Donald Trump gets asked about Jeffrey Epstein. Here's his response.
And released yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein. It left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Costa, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the
Yeah, sure. If
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second?
Oh, wow.
Are you still talking about
it.
Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is... Do you want to waste the time and you feel like answering?
I don't mind.
It's just like I'm like in my head, I'm mentally like fading in the photo of
Oh,
the photo of like
yeah.
him and Melania and him and Ghislaine, like just like whoa.
It's insane. Like him attempting, like, what? That's old news. That's fuck. I kind of respect him being like, let's just get ahead of this. Here's how we're dealing with this now.
I will say like he would, like that's just
for sure,
like hand glove, like this is the most like like
you're stop bringing up old shit.
Like leave me alone. Look we have all these dead girls, like hey, like, and don't ask me about the tariffs, let's talk about the dead girls.
Incredible stuff, dude.
Lifetime TV ass president.
We have sucks. What do you say? We have all these taxes and stuff, and you still want, and he called them a creep. Was there more to this bullshit?
A creep.
Some of the greatest success and also tragedy.
Yes.
Right, Texas. Yeah. We're having some of the greatest success and also
Texas.
tragedy.
It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I said, I was asked a question.
He can have the
about
hotel staff
client
beaten
list,
for
and
not
my
having
response
chairs.
was,
Well, could I sit on one of the hotel staff?
Yeah, okay. You want me to call him up? Say no more.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I love the idea that Donald Trump, of all people, is like, I never talk about irrelevant things. Eyes on the prize, everybody. Lock in. Like, this will have like a leader of a foreign state sit there as he talks about how Joe Biden shit in his diapers.
Yeah, how good the fish fillet is.
About whatever the is on his mind. But God forbid someone asks about Jeffrey Epstein. He's like, whoa, guys, bridge too far.
It's
okay.
I mean,
also, by the way, like, they're talking about it because the Justice Department just released a thing. His government just did a thing.
Yeah.
It's
like,
not
I don't.
irrelevant.
What I.
But that's why he's.
It's also. It's like. I mean, it's funny. Is like it can't be denied, and I don't think that he's doing himself any favors.
At the end, he spent 20 minutes talking about the decorations inside the cabinet meeting. Yeah, he literally spends like an insane amount of time talking about the 2 polls that he put up.
Listen. Can I talk for a minute about this thing I want us to not talk about? Excuse me. Can I do that? Can I just do that as the president of the goddamn United States?
Yeah,
it's awesome. I love living with like the dumbest people in charge.
Reminder that the question wasn't directed. Interrupting a question directed at someone else with, are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein, is perhaps one of the worst eyebrow-raising ways Trump could... I didn't even realize he was asking someone else.
Yeah, they were asking...
Pam Bondi. Who's,
Sitting on my desk.
Yeah, who also Attorney General of Florida, while Jeffrey Epstein was, very much alive and operating in the state of Florida.
Hell yeah.
As well. Didn't do anything.
And and look who's right between them.
Yeah.
Little Marco.
Client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were. Never going to be released, never going to see the light of day.
Who was in the
to him being an agent,
I also like this now.
that. We can get back to
if
you
you're
on
asking
that.
questions, it's because you want child porn released.
Yeah,
you fucking pervs.
It's like, we like.
I'm sorry you're asking me about this child rapist, you pervert,
like,
sicko.
It's like,
I bet you want to see it. That's what it is. It's like, no, dude.
Is it heads of state doing in the child porn? Like, that's the question.
I mean, the way they're going about this also definitely confirms that it is heads of state.
For sure.
Where they're like... I jokingly used to say, like, well, they worked really hard on it. You know what I mean? Like, the intelligence community worked really hard to do this blackmail, pedophilia operation. They're not going to just, like, leak it for no reason. You know what I mean?
Also, like, look, like, if it turns of the people in it are, like, maybe the leaders of, like, a foreign nation currently engaged in a genocide, then, like, maybe that's not for the best.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who can say?
Well, isn't the, like... people say, he worked for the Mossad or whatever, which is so funny if it ended up being, if the people he was working for were like, you know what? I'm just gonna go fuck a couple kids. Even though this is what we used to blackmail other people. I just can't help myself. I'm gonna go over.
Well, I think it's
right there.
It is definitely, to me, a case of, like, and it is kind of like a principle in espionage, which is like, prove to me you're not a pussy, like, have sex with this child. And it's like, he's the kingpin of that. That's why he's thus the most untrustworthy guy of all time.
Yeah.
I think about it, and it's like, in my mind, the only guy who's not implicated in this is Netanyahu, because, like, they just couldn't handle how his vibes were, so they never invited him to the parties.
Yeah. Also, he's, like, kind of domed by his wife in a very entertaining way.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
he gets pegged?
So his wife is a flight attendant who, like, just was, like, determined, like, I'm gonna marry you, and then and she's, like, famous for, like, abusing house staff, like, it's a tabloid fixture thing. They're, like,
That's
crazy corrupt.
They're bad. She's a bad person.
Yeah,
shocking. Family.
But also, one of the funniest things that they do is they bring laundry every time to the White House. Have you heard about this?
What?
It sounds like an anti-Semitic canard.
They do laundry at the White House?
They bring their dirty laundry to the White House every time.
What? Is that... What do you mean? Who told you that?
It was in, I think, like, a Politico story. It was somewhere. But it was reported. Like, it's not...
Awesome.
It's unfortunately not something that, like, David Duke made up.
Yeah.
I really, like, I'm kind of pissed about that.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude, this is from The Guardian. Like, that's how you know this shit is, like... It's not, like, even New York Post. It's
a lot of this also, it's, like, kind of also... It points to something else about these two, which is that, like, they own a lot of property, or even if they don't own it, like, essentially, like, their son, like, their fail son, was just, like, he was in Miami and forever.
Yeah, Netanyahu is from, like, Philly, the Philly suburbs.
Yeah, like, they spend a lot of time outside of like, Israel, and are, like...
What's his real name? He changed his name to Netanyahu. It's like some regular...
My favorite Netanyahu fact, he likes to dip cigars in Cointreau.
What?
What's Cointreau?
What the fuck?
Liquor.
Like, are they shitty cigar? Like,
I don't know. I read it. I think it was in that
That's so
detail is
weird.
from BB by Anshel Pfeffer, if I'm not mistaken. From that book is where I got that one.
interesting.
But like I've like thought about that because like that's insane.
Why? To make his own flavored cigars?
I
To
think
make his own like cigarillos?
No, because he's a Philly boy. He wants black and milds.
Yeah.
But he's
needs
too
Dutch
highbrow.
Masters.
He's too highbrow for the black and milds.
We can't get the technology in Israel. Gazans, they're not no Philly blunts.
That pisses him off. That is gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, not a good guy when you think about it. But there was also there's a lot of internal strife amongst like the conspiracy right though currently about this situation, because this is something that they stake their reputation on, right? Like the idea that it's like only Hillary Clinton was doing pedophilia,
Right,
and Bill Clinton,
And
which by the way they definitely were,
Yeah, Bill
allegedly.
was on there.
Yeah.
Trump and Bill were hanging out, having fish fillets on the way.
Yeah. So now there's like a lot of animosity growing against these guys because this is the one thing that they do actually care about. So Alex Jones is on like a total copium trip.
Oh, it's awesome. It's special.
What's he up to?
Yesterday, Alex Jones came out and did one of his like fat guy in the car videos, and he almost cried. He was on the verge of tears, saying that he believes Donald Trump is doing this because he's blackmailing the blackmailers.
He's a white hat.
He now has the blackmail, the pedophilia blackmail, and he's using it against the deep state.
We now just have Q out in the open. That's all this is. It's literally just like, all right, so Q used to have like this pretense of like, like there's like this guy leaving messages on 4chan or whatever. Now, like, you can just have it under your own name and be like, oh yeah, Donald Trump is white hatting it now. And that's like part of the party line. Like that's like within a standard deviation of like what like the Republican like party itself is saying.
Oh my God. Okay, so Gunther Eagleman.
Who's that?
He's like one of these like right-wing Twitter guys.
Is he a Nazi? It's a
Eagleman.
I guess
name.
I'm blocked by him.
Oh, he looks.
This guy.
Is he Jewish? He looks Jewish. Is he from New York?
His name is Gunther.
Gunther.
His name is Gunther Eagleman. Okay. But in any case, he says, I would have never thought our government would just allow people to rape children on Epstein's Island and just let it slide. It's not okay. To which immediately the blue check marks are like, are you really going to let Epstein be the deal breaker for Trump for you?
Well,
Then why do you hate Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
Why do you hate Bill Clinton?
There was a tweet going around I saw that was like one guy like was going on and like he had like he wrote a whole as blue checks do, and at the end of it he was like, just move on.
Yeah. He was like,
Move on is
Move
awesome.
on.
He was
Move
saying-
on is so good.
he was saying like, we all know he's a little bit of a pedophile.
Look, it's okay. Look, it's not perfect that he's a bit.
He's perfect. Is
That
what
tweet
they
was
said.
so good.
And then Vincent, so just how would you prosecute if the evidence was destroyed by raising DC? And then the funniest response, oh no, it's not a response, it's Elon Musk. Never mind.
It's an ad.
The Elon Musk doing an ad for his own tweet on his own website. They arrested and killed Peanut, but have not even tried to file charges against anyone on the Epstein client list. Government is deeply broken. He thought this was a banger that he made an ad out of it.
I hate him so much, dude.
Who the fuck is Peanut?
There was a one.
I hate him.
He was
Who's
some
Peanut?
OnlyFans guy who had a squirrel that like animal services like
Right before the election, and it was like a right-wing meme about how
that
like
thing?
like libs are gonna kill if you have like a squirrel.
I do remember that. But
Which, by the way, is like crazy now that like this is like the discourse, like again as like the was it like ICE guys. Who were the people in LA today? Yesterday in the park.
The military. There was I think
the
some
National
Marines,
Guard. That was
the National Guard. Yeah, they were
Peanut,
doing a show of force.
So he's literally just like re-microwaving shitty memes from before the election.
What? Oh, Ben Shapiro believes Epstein killed himself, didn't run a blackmail operation.
Wait, sorry, hold on.
Blackmail.
Blackmail, yeah.
Yeah. Not the smartest guys.
Oh my God.
Not the smartest guys. I mean,
I have a wild cherry Pepsi in my bag.
Hedged their bets. People who never at any point suggested to you that they don't have data to back up the speculation, that the speculation was in and of itself
So gay, man.
the conclusion that if you speculate without evidence, that amounts to an actual conclusion to an investigation, they're going to be very upset today because it turns out that the DOJ and the FBI have concluded that Epstein didn't have a client list and died by suicide. According
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Nothing to
That's
see
okay.
here. I guess now we trust the government. I don't understand.
Well, isn't he getting kind of worked
Why does he look
over
like he's in
by-
a Yankee Candle commercial?
He's partially done because like people. Well, he's done because he's Jewish.
Yeah.
First of all, they're like, I don't think people understand how much like the independent media side of right-wing news and broadcasting has moved on from like
No, they're
the
purely
old-
and openly anti.
Yeah. They went from like, if you're under the age of like 40 and you're right wing, you're probably a vicious anti-Semite.
It's crazy.
So across the board, they're like, small hat guy defending Israel again. Like that's his entire comment section is like that. And then also part of that is because. Like I think Asmongold just like took over that space for him, where people were just like, I don't want this like nerdy shit. I want a guy that looks like me,
Right.
that I
A
can
cool
smell,
guy like
smell through the camera, and not this like nerdy shit.
That
Like, I don't-
actually is like why people don't understand this. Everybody's like, "Wow, how did Asmongold, the most like beautiful, wonderful guy of all time, become like this like major internet sensation?" What they don't understand
there's
that,
a lot of guys like that.
No, is that he did smell through the screen, which nobody ever did before. And that's like a breakthrough in the medium
Yeah.
that like your lazy ass could learn a thing
Guys,
or two.
you don't have to be like that,
You
guys.
can smell his ass.
You don't
And
have to be
that's,
like that. I mean, yeah.
That should be applauded.
Olfactory is a new sensation for a lot of people.
Listen,
But
your
Asmongold
agent, your
doesn't get-
management's going to be calling you about this and being like, "Why aren't you up on this like
Yeah.
tomorrow?"
Does Asmongold get pussy, or they're disgusting whores of?
There are, I think, at a certain point, there were women that had sex with him. I don't know. I don't know what he's up to in his private life.
That's just not the
any longer.
way. That's just not the way, fellas. Like if you're an incel out there, don't go down that route.
What do you?
Do not go the Asmongold route, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
don't-
they're already there.
You got to get out. You got to
Gotta get out of the house, dude.
You got to get out.
Get out of the house, even if it's like really hot out right now. It is. It's actually good for you. Sweat it out.
Cut your hair. It'll be fine, man. Take a
Bring a
shower.
memo detailing the findings obtained by Axios. Now, again,
Cetaphil.
does this
face
put to
wash.
bed like all inquiries? Of course not. People can continue to speculate as much as they want. And I think there's still open questions here regarding how did Epstein make his money?
Sure.
And that's a very serious open question. The speculation for a
only
long
thing.
time
But
was
it's
he made
not
his money from
anything
blackmail.
illicit.
But the DOJ and the FBI, people like Dan Bongino and Kash Patel,
Yeah, saying I love that these guys think that anyone gives a fuck
What's up
about
with his
Dan
eyebrows?
Bongino
I know, they're
or
thick as
Cash
fuck.
Patel.
Yeah, he's like I need my shoe polish.
Eyebrows thicker than his sister's titties, if you ask me. What's up with her? She's still putting out content? Let's react to his sister.
Classically Abby.
Oh, dude. I mean, she's the goat. Yeah. She's the method. She was so much the goat that, like, they literally found Femme Shapiro in a vat and then made her.
I know. What's up with that girl? How is she? She's exactly like Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, but she's like, she was
kind of-
popping off, and
is
she
she
left. She left the Daily Wire after
Is-
she started popping off.
I was gonna say I feel like I never got the sense that her heart was in it, which is why she did like really boring like she wasn't about.
she not a political
look like
bitch?
you have
No,
to,
no, she is.
No, but you have to be good at race war. Like you need to get your war paint on.
Is she not racist enough? Is that what you're saying?
I think she. Look, I don't know. I
know
think
she's a failed actress. And a
as
young
far as I know,
conservative.
she's like got the spirit to compete. Okay.
Okay.
But it's just that like, or she gets like what it's about. But she doesn't have the spirit. She just doesn't have the spirit to compete.
Oh, she
She's
doesn't have
withdrawn.
the spirit. Okay. Interesting.
But she sees the game. Maybe she's like playing in a support role now.
Yeah.
You know?
So she went solo. What does she have? Like a fucking Substack or some shit?
I don't know.
No.
She's also. I mean, look, man.
No,
the other thing you
she's
can't-
still fairly successful. Like she has her own.
Wait, she still makes content.
Yeah. What's her Brett Cooper?
Brett. A bitch named Brett. That's interesting.
That's a woman's name.
That's Brett. Men's
Wow,
name on
she
a woman.
literally looks like sexy Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, I agree. Like she does. She looks like Ben
You'll
Shapiro
probably
went through
think
an
that
AI.
you know the
filter.
story.
Holy shit, dude. What the?
But she's
Whoa!
at
What's
these
that?
views.
What's the gay flag over Anne Frank?
Oh, that's awesome.
Elon's trans child fights Trump with drag, and Anne Frank was a.
Lesbian? What?
Awesome.
I mean, this
AI wife question mark? Oh, so she's just doing the same shit.
Yeah, the feminist attorney against Sabrina Carpenter. Like, so she does a lot of like pop culture stuff for the girly pops.
Gotcha.
Oh, what the?
What?
Oh shit! Apparently, I have to do this like Time magazine thing, and my manager is asking if I have cocktail attire. I only brought T-shirts, bro.
How about 4XL canvas Japanese pants?
Bro, it's 90 degrees, dude. I didn't bring. I only brought T-shirts. This is my most like.
Suit Supply hates to see.
He probably has a $900 hoodie. You probably have like a Chrome Hearts hoodie.
No, I don't.
It costs more than a fucking tuxedo.
No, I only brought T-shirts. I didn't even bring a single jacket because it's literally 90.
You know what though? Here's the thing. What really sucks is that he's in a place where you could just never buy clothes.
Yeah, that's
There's
true.
no clothes for sale in New York City.
Yeah,
it's not a thing that happens here.
I might have to go on a shopping
Men's Warehouse
spree.
Dude. Yeah,
I know consignment stores in your area. You can go to Hasan that have good drip. Okay, maybe we'll do that.
You know, consignment. We're at the Holiday Inn in Staten Island right now.
Yeah,
we're in the top floor.
She's joined Fox News. Oh shit, good for her. Conservative Gen Z influencer.
A non-blonde on Fox News. I mean, it's crazy how much she looks like.
Boy, she's a
sexy Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, she's attractive.
I think because of her, I could now be convinced to get head from Ben Shapiro. I think because I've seen.
Oh, this is what it took.
I think looking at a picture like
chat.
that.
Where is the video where she talks about me? I want to show it to Stavros. I want to flex on Stav.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Come on.
Oh wait, does she?
I don't need a bitch like this.
I don't know what you can find. Let's see. Someone in the chat has it, and it's like Sneeko responding to it and freaking the fuck out.
Oh, he's mad because she wants the few.
You're putting together puzzle pieces that shouldn't.
I'm not crazy, right? Like she looks too much like Ben Shapiro.
Yeah,
it's freaking me out. I can't look at this anymore. It's hurting my brain. Seeing how much she looks like Ben Shapiro, it's weird.
Wow, you actually did look like shit.
Do you guys know who Hasan Piker is?
The need to humiliate people, sometimes you need to make an example out of them.
I had heard of Hasan before, but I never watched a single one of his videos. So I really had no idea who this guy was. But apparently, I triggered him. And he made a whole video about me. I picked out some of my favorite moments.
Let's talk about Brenda Shapiro. I love when they have like a fake room too. They created in a studio. They were like, this is what a Zoomer room looks like. And then she's got like one leg up and this is so bad.
Yeah, it's a set. And we sort of designed it to my liking, and it's all pretty personalized. So I don't really know what the problem is. And yeah, I'm not a streamer. I have a YouTube channel. I do.
You should DM her.
She got away with it again. Feminized Ben Shapiro calls him hot.
It's hot.
You're looking better in this video.
Yeah, because I pulled my hair back. But no, I mean you and her are in agreement, as a matter of fact, on this. Because remember when she was like, "Oh, I don't know him" or whatever.
I think Hasan Piker is hot.
Uh-oh.
Yes, in some photos. Recently, I don't like the hair.
No, wait. There's more. Look at this.
Before, yes.
Okay.
I don't like his hair. Recently, no.
Don't like the hair.
Yeah,
Before, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. You did look like shit.
Yeah.
She is embarrassed. She wants to suck you off.
I that's why I cut my hair. After that video, I was like, it's time to get a chop.
What's up, Brett? Holler at me.
All I'll say is
I'm more of an intellectual.
She's married.
All I'll say is James Carville, Mary Madeline.
Let your boy sit in the cuck chair. I'm in there.
Oh, here.
I fucked a married woman before. I could do it again.
This is what. Oh my God, this guy's so Hollywood, bro. Chill.
Who's that? Who me?
No, you, bro. No, this is Sneeko.
Sneeko.
Eric Adams is most loyal soldier.
Yeah, who exactly is this guy?
He's like a.
I think he's like, when you think of like, imagine mentally, like, close your eyes, like, who could be a negative influence on my child?
Okay. Gotcha.
He's like a wannabe Andrew Tate. He used to actually have like decent YouTube videos back in the day. He would do like video essays. He was like a woke child.
Really?
He would talk about like not intervening in Syria in the Obama era when he was like 12 on YouTube.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, and then
now he's
like,
going like the Andrew Tate route.
Yeah, and then he warped into this like Andrew Tate wannabe, and then of course hit the super Holocaust didn't happen route. He reverted to Islam.
Tough. He didn't grow up? He didn't grow up Muslim, or
no. He's he's Filipino and black. He's
Whoa,
like Haitian
really?
and Filipino.
and he reverted
to Islam. and then he started talking about how like pedophilia. He's just insane shit.
It's like he's got like that 169 quality of like always finding like a new like angle of outrage.
Piker is hot.
No.
Hassan really just
why do you think it's so hard
for us to see a woman calling him hot?
Yeah, like I don't know why.
I love his devastation.
That is awesome.
She belongs to the chat. She belongs to the chat. Yes, in some photos.
Simpo.
Yeah, he just
chose to become like
Muslim,
a Muslim anti-Semite, like Andrew Tate guy.
These guys, bro. The thing about these guys is that they also like. I mean, look, I was born into this, okay?
Right.
And much like Catholics who are born into their religion and like grow up with a very different perspective over it, like these guys looked at the representation of Islam and Muslims in the Western media, and we're like, oh, I like that they have multiple wives and are anti-Semitic and want to do like jihad. Like that.
Yeah, it's like a guy wanted to be Darth Vader.
Yeah,
because Western media made Muslims the cool bad guys.
Yeah, I mean, it's like more or less like it's. I do feel like I sometimes wonder like if you'd shown a guy like this 4 Lions. Like early enough, like without if you're radicalized, I'm like, this literally could be you if you persist. Oh no.
Define L's. Elon Musk said
it doesn't mean anything. Bannon is in the Epstein.
Ask him and watch his reaction.
Ask him.
He's just like, I feel like he's like a kid.
He's so
well, his money has been touched on a lot lately, and so he's crashing out over it. Like that one is to me like pretty open and shut.
I mean, Steve Bannon was directly in contact with Jeffrey Epstein and was like was filming him, and I think the suspicion at the time was that he was actually like getting him ready for deposition, right?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he claimed to be helping him with I think is it Michael Wolff who reported that? But it was there. Like Bannon had some like weird like half-explained relationship with him.
Was Bannon even hot enough to be? Was he even
also like I would
rich
say
enough
this,
to get invited to the island?
As somebody who's interviewed Bannon, like he's not a trustworthy person. Like just like he's not like
what
he he can articulate his ideas about the world and like you can like get it he can explain his worldview well. But like when he's describing and recounting like specific facts and events and so on, like. I wouldn't take him like on his own as like a reliable narrator. He
also, I think, is one of those guys that like greatly overemphasizes his involvement in things, where he's like he always will like try to make it seem like he's a power player in the administration when he's just like a hanger-on the outside.
Yeah, what was he even doing before? What was his whole thing?
He was the head of Breitbart. He was
Breitbart.
Breitbart was like his big job.
That's right.
In the period running up to Trump.
Gotcha.
But he, he's like one of these. He's sort of. He was also a documentarian. He made a lot of movies. But it seemed like he kind of had like.
Wasn't he a producer on a good movie? I heard that like. It's actually a movie I love.
He owns rights to. He has points on Seinfeld, I think.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
He so does. Funny. Yeah, he owns the archives of Seinfeld.
Well, he has a piece of it.
Yeah, and basically, like he was the whole like I read The Devil's Bargain, I think it was. That was
Joshua Green.
Yeah, Joshua Green's Devil's Bargain that like detailed his involvement and his movement building in the Trump administration, like going back all the way to his Goldman Sachs days. It's actually a really good book, but I think nowadays he basically acts as though he's has a lot more influence in the administration from the outside. From his shitty ass.
Well, also like Trump does give him the time of day, and like that's the thing that like people in this like media ecosystem like trade on. Like that's what gives like Laura Loomer clout and like and power.
Who the fuck is that bitch too?
Oh, dude, Laura Loomer is the
first
best.
of all, she's so busted, it's insane.
No, she's the best.
But it's like
bro,
I see her come out
beautiful, kind.
She's the best,
charming.
Let me tell you something.
I see her pop up from time to time. Like, who is this dumb bitch?
She first got into like mainstream recognition when she tried to start an ISIS fan club in her college.
An ISIS fan club?
And then like try to do like a Project Veritas thing where they like filmed it, where it was like, see, these guys are so woke, they're letting me do an ISIS fan club.
I see.
But then the college was like, no.
No.
Yeah,
you can't do that. And then they literally expelled her.
like her career for the most part was like a series of like constant humiliations.
Yeah.
Like well into like Trump 1.
Yeah.
Like
in Trump 1, remember there was like the neo-Nazi gathering where she was on camera going up to this
it was
like
guy
blonde-
like, yeah, I have like an what is it?
She said I have Ashkenazi IQ and massive titties.
Yeah, but like and like to a guy who was like, you know, like cold fish.
Oh no, a guy that physically felt like looked repulsed when she said she was Jewish.
Yeah, I mean it was well, and then the other thing the big one I remember is when she chained herself to the
Twitter headquarters.
Yeah,
because she's been banned from every app. She's been banned from every single application because she was such a serial harasser. Like anytime someone was like a brown guy was driving an Uber, she would immediately do a hate crime.
Yeah. It's
or like DoorDash, brown guy, hate crime.
But now she earns like the reality of it is that like because she is close with Trump now, and she is somebody, and this is the thing, like proximity to Trump is a currency.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like you get FaceTime with the big man, and the big man is the only guy in that administration who we can say with 100 dictates the way things go. Then that makes proximity to him really valuable. And so a guy like Bannon, for example, he recently had a meeting with Trump over like the Iran stuff or whatever. And even if a lot of that stuff is for show, the consequence of it for a guy like Bannon and for this lady, Loomer, who is able to like really get in Trump's ear and like make him, like push his buttons in a way that he responds to, it means that then all of a sudden people have an interest in staking them, in staking Loomer, in staking Bannon. And so that's how like this, it's how this like almost like economy of influence built up around Trump like self-perpetuates. And you can identify all sorts of people who with people way less influential than obviously Trump himself. This is literally just like how, it's corruption, to a point, but it's also just like how, like, because it's all like so corrupt or whatever, like literally if you know a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy, that means you could probably be clearing money off of being in Trump world or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so goofy.
Yeah.
She bragged about sucking his dick. No, that's not. She did not say that. But
there were like sexual innuendos, but that was bullshit.
Trump said Trump had her on Trump had her as a part of the debate prep team, which everyone was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then when asked about her like insane statements, Trump was like, "She's a free spirit." That's when everyone was like, "Oh, you guys are." But I do. She's the best. She's a free spirit.
But she like it's because she like the thing we know that he loves is like feeling like somebody is there to be like, "I'm with you, brother.
Right.
I know your enemies. I know that all these devils approaching, getting after you. And boy, do I have some crazy bullshit to tell you about them."
Yeah.
But let's get back to Ben Shapiro, and then I have some other stuff to talk about because Grok, if you remember, Elon Musk made Grok not woke for a while because of the white genocide stuff in South Africa. Grok was like literally doing normal output, saying that it's not real. So we tried to tweak it, and I think he's tweaking Grok to be a white nationalist again, like a neo-Nazi.
Okay. He showed his ass a little.
Yeah.
Where did he get the name Grok? That's from something, right? He stole that?
So to grok something is to like get the gist of it.
Gotcha.
And he like ruined that word forever.
I didn't never even heard about that, but
I just felt. My guess was he stole it from some sci-fi book or some shit.
Let's hear what Ben Shapiro has to say.
Al Bondi are telling you. They are. I'm not telling you. They're telling you. People who are members of the Trump administration, people you elected and put into these positions to get you the truth on this matter, are telling you that he didn't. In fact, he was not murdered. He did not keep a client list, and he did not blackmail powerful figures. Okay, right? That is the thing that they are saying. Not I. They are saying this.
So do you believe?
If you're willing to throw that over and claim they're lying, then I'd like to see you present your evidence that they are in fact lying. Because I know Dan. I don't think that Dan Bongino is lying to me. I know Kash Patel a little bit. I don't think Kash Patel is lying to me.
His argument
I don't think these people are lying to me. Which means that if somebody else continues to claim that they're lying, they ought to provide their evidence.
Well, what's your evidence, fucker?
And now is the point at which the facts on the ground have changed. And so either you ought to shift your opinion based on the facts that have now emerged, or you ought to acknowledge that this was never a fact-based inquiry in the first place.
Yeah, this is very convincing.
This was never a fact-based
inquiry. It's just so
These
funny.
debate club losers, dude. Him and Jordan Peterson, it's like, just by defining shit, they think they sound smart.
I mean, but it's also like what I've never been able to wrap my head around with him specifically is like, he sucks, dude. He's like, who's persuaded by this?
Well, who
gets this? Like, I don't know. It's like, you are like, that is like as much of like a test of a humanity is like the Voight-Kampff test from Blade Runner. Like, your emotional response to that guy.
I just love that there's no more motion for these guys, though. Like, the conservative movement online and independent spheres had this moment of like...
I'm sorry, you doubt that the Daily Wire will rise from the ashes like a phoenix from its recent
I do doubt
economic struggles?
Even with all of the Wilkes money that they can get from the oil and gas industry, I do not believe that there is any motion for them any longer, no more future for them. But also, what I was going to say is they, like, the problem that they are experiencing is that this is a more holistic issue within the audience. There's no more market for like nerdy intellectual conspiracy or not nerdy intellectual conservative guys. There's just no more market for that. They just want like an Andrew Tate style guy,
race war,
or they want race war guys or like anti-Semites who are trafficking in conspiracy theories, things like that.
Also a lifestyle thing. I think one other piece of this I was thinking about it is that like the discrete the separate like politics influencers as like its own like sphere or whatever, like that doesn't kind of hold anymore. Like now it's also like a life, like you are an avatar of like a lifestyle.
One-stop shop thing.
Exactly.
Like,
and so
that's why all these podcasters are getting into becoming more political, is that like expressly they see it as where the market is going as an entertainer. Like now an entertainer has to be one or the other, which, you know, sucks dick. I hate that shit. But like that makes so much sense. It's a guy that they like eventually to lift weights.
Yes.
Like they follow they follow every aspect of it.
And also like we live in like a fallen stupid world, and like part of like what this kind of media, the structure of like media that we have is really good at broadcasting people as like, even if they don't say it as such, like this is a role model. This is a role model. Be like this person. Be like this person. Like, you know, people call it parasocial and stuff or whatever. Of course, you know, like you could use your label for it. But there is, to me, like that kind of piece of it is sort of like, like a guy like Ben Shapiro, he doesn't really offer much outside of this specific thing that you were saying. Like
he makes you feel smart if you want to like convince your friends, if you can try to like shittily repeat what his talking points are. But there is no market for that anymore on the right, I don't think. Like they don't give a shit. They're living in a reality. They would rather live in an alternative reality where they're just like completely hallucinating.
Yeah, it's not about like nerdily knowing facts.
Yeah,
it's about just saying whatever you want to be true.
Yeah, get owned, lib. Yeah. Like there's people that think like Kilmar Garcia had the MS-13 tatted up on his knuckles. You know what I mean? Like that is a totally separate plane of existence. Okay. But let's hear what Alex Jones had to say in his Cope sesh about
downloaded. And now taking questions from the press, and Trump just went off, basically blew up at a reporter for bringing up the Epstein
I haven't seen
whitewash
he's got
project
like a
we're witnessing,
goatee and he's bald,
and that's what it is. And I've told everybody this is going to be
kind of shredded.
Yeah, he's like it's like Don Logan from Sexy Beast a bit.
He looks like big. Exactly.
He's getting shredded too.
Dude, this is so weird. What happened to the flow? What happened to the hair? It's gone.
Ozempic Jones, baby. I think he's like doing TRT too. Probably that's why his hair is just gone.
Why he looks like,
I can't.
He also kind of looks like Michael Chiklis from The Shield.
Yes. That's a cool little.
But like,
that's a cool little pause. Like, he looks.
Also,
cute.
it looks like he's been in his eyes. Like the skin around his eyes looks paler than the rest of him.
Yeah. He looks weird.
Yeah, because he's out in the sun, getting his daylight, getting his sunlight. It's good for the skin. I'm suntanning my asshole.
Huge yesterday, and the Democrats are seizing it now because you've got
what? You want to order the thing?
Cash Patel and
you want to order food?
Mondi, and all of them saying, we raided the other offices of the FBI.
No, we'll do the thing. Okay, I got it.
Wait, see, Stavros is locked in. He's not worried about hunger right now.
I'm locked in, dude.
Yeah.
I gotta see. I got sexy Alex Jones.
He wants to see what sexy Alex Jones
I'm gonna go home.
Say.
I'm gonna make myself. I'm on a little bit of a. I'm trying to be like sexy Alex Jones.
Oh, fun.
I'm gonna make me a Greek yogurt pizza. You can make. Listen, folks. Here's a little fitness tip. Flour and Greek yogurt together makes a great healthy pizza crust. You throw a little fucking marinara on that bitch. Some fat-free cheese. Some turkey pepperonis.
Are you sure you don't want food? I'm gonna order food.
No, I don't. I'm trying to fucking slim down, you fucking prick, and I have to go.
I'm gonna get fucking.
And I have to. No, dude, and I have to get my fucking workout in, and I'm Hollywood Halkias. I got shit you don't even know about cooking.
Crazy. Yeah. He won't even tell me what he's doing in LA.
He doesn't need to know.
He's coming to my hood. He won't even tell me. He's not even
know.
checking in anymore. Okay,
I don't.
You gotta check in.
You gotta check in with me. I had to fucking DM you.
You gotta.
I don't hear a fucking word one that you.
I don't even text you no more because I know your ass is busy. Okay, I know you're too big time, dude.
Dude, whatever, man. Fuck you. I might come. You know what? Fuck it. I might come by when I'm in LA.
Yeah, swing around to the pool.
Swing by the pool. It'll be a nice day. If my
dude, that is the one thing.
Time permitting.
LA weather is so much better than New York weather. Like, it's not even a question. Bro, we left the restaurant last night. It was like 86 degrees.
It's been a heat wave.
It's fucking nuts. And it's like 86 and so humid where you feel like you are entering a sauna when you leave the area.
No, it hasn't been great. I'll give you that.
But, you know, when it's good, it's good. And, like, we got the beach.
No, that's not a...
You don't
beaches suck dick.
You don't think so? You don't like Coney Island?
They're bad. They're fucking bad.
Okay, Mr. Greek.
I am Greek,
Greek,
and I am I don't even think the LA beaches are that good, to be honest with you.
No, that's why I was getting at.
I'm a Greek beach supremacist for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe I should check. There's parts of Jersey that have nice beaches. Long Island is better for sure.
Like, America has a lot of very nice beaches.
They're okay.
It's we have a lot of coastline.
It's okay compared to Greece and shit.
Okay, sure, fine. You know what? Greece can have that one.
What's a good Middle Eastern spot from here?
Oh.
In there, but don't show it to the camera. Go to the beaches on Catalina Island. What? It's funny seeing you and Stav next to each other. Even though you don't look alike, you can really see Greeks and Turks are basically cousins. Look at that. That's disrespect.
First of all, we're both Greek.
That's disrespect.
We're both Greek.
No, I'm Turkish, and he's
a
Turkish.
lower level Greek.
No, we're both Albanian, actually.
No.
Yeah.
You're Greek.
Okay, which one? Which one? Albanian or Turk? Which one would you take if you had the gun to your head? You got to take one. Can't pull the trigger.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's like, what's
worse?
What's worse, donkeys or
goats?
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's hard. I guess I'd take. Albanians can be loyal. You can put a plow around their necks and they'll till your fields. You can't trust the shifty Turk. You can't trust the shifty Turk.
Yeah.
Shout out to Albania, man. Turkey.
Wow. Of course.
Shout out to the double eagle.
Of course he would Of course he would pick Albania, another country that was dominated by the Ottomans. That's why, because he's Greek.
Well, yeah. Listen, they got lucky. You guys got hot there from the 1300s to the 1800s.
There was a good streak.
There was a lucky streak
really good streak.
But we're back. Turkey.
Yeah.
Hassan is Greek. I don't know what he's talking about.
The glory days, baby. 1453. Best year of my life. Never forget, dude.
You would have been sucking on the Sultan's dick. Dude, I would have led the revolution.
Dude, I am built like a janissary. I would have been one of those converts.
You would have died so fast.
I would have been one of those.
You would have died so fast.
They would have been like, this tall white boy, he's gonna go places.
You're going in the front lines, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to the front lines. You were getting chopped down by a Greek sword.
You would be the concubine pleaser in the harem.
Yeah, absolutely. They would call me in after the Sultan didn't his bitches.
Yeah, they'd be like, they would call me in
and
he's not
lay down the law, so they would be calm. To calm down the Sultan's harem, I would go and dick them down. That would be my job.
Yeah, the one guy in the harem that they didn't turn into a eunuch because they're like, he's not gonna. It's fine.
Biggest mistake of their lives, dude. Yeah. Not clipping my shit. I all their bitches.
All right, let's get back to Alex over here before we get to Grok.
Where Comey was hiding stuff. Remember back in March? It's 14 terabytes and videos and hundreds of new child victims, and it's terrible stuff.
I ordered from here the other day, I think.
And then now there is no list, there is no blackmail, there is no human trafficking. Well, then how is Ghislaine Maxwell in prison for human trafficking?
I did.
I just had to check.
And a small minority of Trump supporters tried to spin this like it's something that Elon Musk is creating. No. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, even before the Elon split happened, went on TV like deer in the headlights and said, well, you're not going to like this, but there's nothing. And Epstein killed himself. And by the way, crooks acted alone in Pennsylvania. We all saw what happened. We all know it's not true.
He's trying to confuse his audience by bringing up other conspiracy theories to get them off the trail. That this one conspiracy theory he's basically packaging and saying, say bye-bye.
So Bongino and all of them saying the same things we know about the cover-up in Butler and the rest of it. And the independent coroner, the top one in the U.S., examining Epstein's body, saying his neck's broken in 3 spots. I mean, and then they release a video of, well, like around the corner is the entrance to the area where his cell is, and look, you don't see anything there. And then there's missing time out of it. Confirmed. So.
Oh yeah, there was that too. There was missing time from the fucking 10-hour, which wasn't even showing the actual cell. Are you sure you don't want anything?
Yeah, I'm good, bro.
Bro, that's crazy.
I have to go cook my own meals, dude.
Good for you.
Thank you. That's real support. This man wants to keep me down.
I try to,
he wants to keep me down so fucking bad.
I was going to get you something healthy. I'm going to eat something healthy.
I'm good, bro.
Yeah, but it's a different, it's about the Tao. Mm-hmm. It's about the way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have to get my steps in. I'm still chilling for a little bit.
I am proud of you, though. I'm proud of you for this was a test.
Yeah,
I was testing you.
One of your Turkish tricks.
You're gonna be stronger from this. You looked at temptation in the face.
I did.
You looked at fucking shish kebabs from an incredible place, and you said no.
You couldn't come up with a plan to cover this up and have it blow up bigger. If you're going to cover it up, you just shut up about it and say, "Oh, we're investigating." But no.
This is the famous ear thing, saying that this is.
So I want Trump to succeed. I've investigated this, and the victims, over a dozen of them, that are confirmed victims of Epstein, who fingered Bill Clinton and all of them, said, "No, we never saw Trump at the island. We never saw him at Zorro Ranch. We never saw him."
He's just, bro.
I like the we there is doing a lot, I will say.
He is doing he's doing the most, dude.
Yeah. What's his argument is that
he basically summarized it yesterday, where he said, like, everybody knows Trump was not involved in Jeffrey Epstein at all. All the other pedophiles said that Trump wasn't involved in the sex parties. And basically his last ditch defense here is to claim that Trump is blackmailing the blackmailers with the pedophile blackmail to attack the deep state.
It's just QAnon shit. It's just that Trump is wait for it, the storm is whatever.
Storm is still coming.
Yeah, all that bullshit. It's the same. I just don't think anybody's buying it. I mean, I think people who are plugged into this ecosystem...
he's even half-hearted.
No, totally. People are plugged into this stuff because it's entertainment to them, and they have an identity investment in this.
This is what he did yesterday.
I just really need the Trump administration to succeed.
He looks insane.
This is such
he was
funny...
crying, dude.
It's like you guys are on a Zoom call.
I wish.
To save this country, and they're doing so much good, and then for them to do something like this,
he is crying.
Tears my guts out.
Tears my guts out.
Oh, that's fake.
This is why he's a master of the craft. I'm sorry. This is fucking cinema.
Narcissist.
Okay? This is why he is the master of the craft.
Comments yesterday.
There are a million car guys.
Suck. I can't believe fucking kids watch this.
Okay. I'm you shamed me successfully.
Oh, this story rocks.
Oh yeah.